Hey, what's up, guys? Nesna here, and today we're doing a quick recap of the PGL Astana event. We're going to take a look at some of the crazy storylines, some of the crazy results, some of the funny stuff that happened in this event, like this. Banks, what is this? Anyways, if you guys could please like, comment, and subscribe, it would help me out tremendously. You guys don't even understand. I would appreciate it so much. Anyways, let's get into it. All right, to start, let's take a look at the teams I have in my stinker list. All right, on the stinker list, we have Big, VP, M80, Gamer Legion, and Hatu, I think how you say that. So we'll start off with the 0-3 teams in the stinker list. That would be M80 and Gamer Legion. M80 I have in the stinker 0-3. That's just stinky. Also, the team there was definitely lesser than them competition-wise. M80 should have smoked some of these teams they played. They lost to G2 with a Phil and a coach. And then Gamer Legion always seems to struggle in the group stage matches, but 0-3 is kind of just not what you would ever want to see from them, especially with the recent hype they have, the recent playoff runs they have. Their coach is supposed to be able to take any pieces like on the team and turn them into a playoff team. But yeah, I think their main thing holding them back is definitely their group stage events. This one was an absolute stinker, 0-3, nothing. Don't go further than that. And then we have Big and VP in like a similar category. They went 2-3 and 1-3. I don't remember which one went which. But both of these guys just like should be in playoffs, especially in this tournament. Lesser teams, what the heck? Big, this team's been together for so long. Losing to these teams, lost to G2 as well with the coach situation, the stand-in. And VP is just always hit or miss. Like not qualifying is absolutely stinky for VP. They should be playoffs every tournament, especially PGL event. And then there's Hatu. I think they were like a last minute invite. They got one win, but stinky other than that. All right, guys, on to the next category. We have the better luck next time teams. Here I have teams that either overperformed or came to this event with no chance. So here I have G2, Pain, and Odic. We'll start with Odic because they're the most odd team out here. Just them getting this far in the tournament, 2-3, 1 win away from playoffs, pretty good. Shout out Brazil for that. Nothing much else to say there. Not a terrible event, just about where you would have them. But then we also have Pain in G2, who are in the same boat. They have roster mania before this event. Pain always has roster problems, so we'll start with them. They're playing with their coach this event. I'm pretty sure they did last event too. They can never bring in their full roster into events, which is really hurting them as a team because they're definitely playoff contending team. They should be in the playoffs like just about every event. And they're a good team, but we can never see their full team play because they always have these issues or whatever it may be. And this time they had it again and we're playing with the coach. So like they're in here, better luck next time because doomed from the start. What can you say? Then we have G2 also with roster problems. Playing with the coach, Taz. He actually kind of popped off. And then they have Hades in as their fill in the op position. Hades is like a stand-in on a loan type scenario, so he'll be here for a bit, and he's definitely fighting for a spot on the team. But Hunter had visa issues, so Taz had to step in, do him from the start. What can you say? Better luck next time. All right, on to the playoffs. These are the playoff teams. There's a lot of them here. Not all of them are interesting. We don't need to do a deep dive into every single one, so I'm going to list them off just so you guys know. Spirit, Mongols, Aurora, Navi, Furia, NIP, Astralis, and MIBR. Those are the teams who made it, and like I said, pretty common teams. Teams I wanted to give a shout out to though here is MIBR, Furia, and Ninjas. So let's start off with MIBR. Them just making playoffs is about where you would have them, where you would want them. You know, you would even have them as a team who maybe wouldn't make it, and you wouldn't even care. But so them making it here, shout out them for that. Then we have Furia with the addition of Molodov, or however you say that, and Yakindar. They both stepped it up this tournament. Well, I guess step it up is a weird word to say. It was their first tournament with them. Yakindar popped off, definitely enjoys the team atmosphere. You can see he's just kind of happy. I think he even said he would like enjoy like a contract. He would want to stay there. So he played like it too. He played like he was fighting for a contract to stay at Furia. And then the Molodov, that kid, just pretty good all around. First event, can't expect too much. But yeah, it's cool to see them play with all the confidence in their playmaking abilities. I haven't seen that since Art, to be honest. So that's cool. Shout out to Furia for that. And then we'll go on to Ninjas. Ninjas, I have a shout out for them because they just grinded their way back into Tier 1 CS. They were like Tier 2 merchants for a while. I got no invites. First tournament back in Tier 1, they make playoffs, get an unlucky playoff run. First team they face is Spirit, team who ended up winning the tournament. All right, now on to the finals. It was actually a very entertaining best of 5 grand final between Spirit and Astralis. Spirit ended up winning in a pretty convincing fashion, 3-1. Donk at the helm just absolutely destroying Astralis with a 1.5 rating that last map. Absolutely stepped it up. Wasn't all doom and gloom though for Astralis. First off, they had Hooksy there for the first time. And they have the recent news of Astralis maybe selling their org like over their head. That's got to be really hard to play an event knowing, oh shoot, I might lose my team. Bye bye Astralis, back to the lobby. And then also, like I said, Hooksy there for the first time. He didn't have long to get the team under control after Cadian left. Cadian bot confirmed fraud, maybe even. Who knows? But yeah, Hooksy did a good job bringing them to the finals. Haven't seen Astralis in the finals in a long time. They did lose though. They threw the final map. They were playing Train. They were up 10-5 at one point, and then Spirit clawed it back, got to 12 first, and then Astralis brought it into overtime, but only ended up winning 1 round in overtime. They should have brought it to the very final map, and who knows what would have happened there. That would have been very cool to see. But Donk even secured the MVP for this event. He had some absolute monster numbers here. Let me put them up. 1.5 rating for the whole tournament, his second MVP of the year. And yeah, like I said, stepped it up for the last game, 1.51 rating for the last match. All right, final remarks. We got Hooksy is back, Giga Chad is back, confirmed, savior of Astralis and CS. Donk can only farm Tier 2 teams at PGL events. Is that a question that needs to be had? All right, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you commented. Let me know in the comments if you didn't comment, and peace, boys.